Well, hello and welcome. It's time once again to try to fix something. And today I've got another Xbox One S. In my last video, at least I think it's my last video, depending on how I put these out, I repaired the brother to this one. They arrived together. So this is another one that's supposed to be, it's from the same seller, no power. So let's just see if that is the case. And this one again looks like it's never been opened. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but let's just see if we have any signs of power. No. No. Alright, well I've got my handy dandy questionable supply here. Let me get the covers off and let's just see if we have another dead supply. Alright, well I've got the top cover off and there is something pink and sticky all over this fan. So that does not bode well for what's inside. And some of the screws on the bottom were already loose, so we're not the first ones in here. And yes, we are starting to see signs of liquid damage on top of those RAM modules right in there. Yeah. So I need to see what's up under this heat sink and fan before we turn it on. Alright, got the motherboard out, and you can see there's some kind of reddish, pinkish liquid all over the board. It's down in there, it's all the way over into here on this RAM. Yeah, this would be a good opportunity for a ultrasonic cleaner, which I do not have. So we're going to do the best we can. I don't see a lot of corrosion, you just see residue. But we'll get it inside and see if we can start cleaning it up. Let's do a quick check before we take this board inside. Check our 12-volt rail. Two ohms. About a 2 ohm short to ground. That's a pretty dead short. So that's where we're starting from. We are inside at the workbench. I want to take a quick look around this board under the microscope. And I did check, by the way, the plus 12 volt supply that came out of this chassis. It was fine. It worked fine. So all I wanted to do is, you notice the board's still very dirty. I have not even tried to blow it off yet. I wanted to take a quick look to see if anything, any components were like so badly corroded that if I take a toothbrush to it or some compressed air, they're just going to go flying, and then I'd never know what was there. So just taking a quick look. So it has not been touched by anything yet. I badly wanted to blow it off after I saw all this fuzz and lint and hairs, but I resisted just to have time to look it over. See, it doesn't look bad. You don't see a lot of corrosion. I don't see any corroded components. So either this is, whatever this was spilled is not very corrosive or acidic, or if this happened, maybe this happened very recently. I don't know. But I'm not seeing, or maybe it shorted something in a hurry, and that just caused everything to stop. Because if there was any power left on this thing when there was liquid in it, you would end up all kinds of corrosion taking place. Anywhere that there was a constant 12 volts or 5 volts or 3 volts, whatever, it would just sit there and eat away and corrode away the component legs and gets all nasty. But I don't see anything, so it must have went down in a hurry. Okay, I'm going to take it back outside and clean some of this mess off so we can see a little bit better. Alright, I've cleaned off some of the larger pieces of hair and fuzz and dirt. And now I'm going to give her a little bath with some alcohol. Just want to get rid of whatever this sticky mess is on here. I'm not going to clean our short away, but it's not going to hurt anything either, I don't believe. Now this is just 50% alcohol, which I'm guessing the other 50% is water. That's kind of why I got it, because water is good for cleaning up sticky, sugary stuff. So I'm going to start cleaning with this, and then I'll move on to some better alcohol. Something like this is 91% in here. But so far, yeah, all that pink mess is gone, I believe. If nothing else, the board will look better. Isn't that what matters? This board looks like new. There's no corrosion or anything. Not used to working on this. Okay, let me let that dry a little. I may give it a little help with some canned air. We're gonna let that dry and see what remains. See if we can find that short. I'm sure it's still there. All right, I've cleaned the board pretty well with alcohol. And did that fix our short on the 12-volt bus? Darn. 0.94 ohms. Maybe I should put it in rice. Or maybe we should inject voltage and see what gets hot. Although I'm reasonably certain the 1 ohm short to ground is probably the CPU, because one or more of these MOSFETs over here have shorted. But we should probably do the testing to find out. All right, well, I've got my power supply set up to inject some voltage. Just got several 1 volt, 1 amp right now. And I'm going to turn it on and let's see what happens. We're drawing a full 1 amp. What's getting warm? Anything? Can't tell if the processor's getting warm. Looks like it may be. It's only 1 watt. Lots of reflections. I was expecting maybe one of these MOSFETs to get warm. But if they're badly shorted, maybe they don't get warm, you know. Let me see. If that processor's getting warm, I can't really tell it. Is that a tiny heat signature right there? Right in there? I believe it is. And that is one of the ICs that drives one of these MOSFETs down here. Not the top one, but the middle one. Q9D4. Okay, it's a good place to need to start. All right, we are going to be focusing our attention on Q9D4, which is right in there, I believe. Let me get to recording. That's our area of interest. And I wouldn't be surprised if that is our problem. All right. Let's lift that Q9D4 and see if our short goes away. Well, 420 doesn't seem to be doing it. Let's bump this up to about 450. Of course, this thing has a pretty good heat sink to it. I see it going molten now. There we go. Just set that to the side because we don't know if it's bad or not. Now, let me check. See if our short has gone. Is our short gone? Let me find a good ground. And, well, get on the coil up here, I guess. Be a good place. Oh, wow. 1.2 megohms. 1.2 megohms, so that's probably it. 1 megohm and dropping as she's starting to cool off, I guess. But, yeah, we're no longer shorted. Okay. Do I have one of those parts? Why, yes, I do. At least I think. 4C50. Pretty sure I've got those and the well, they're both MOSFETs now that I think about it. Like this is probably like the high side MOSFET and this is the low side, or maybe I've got it backwards. You have to look at the diagram. But they're both MOSFETs controlling one of the CPU V-core voltages. So maybe put a little leaded solder on there. Some flux and leaded solder makes everything go better. Or in this case, more flux would make it go better. Come on. Okay, that's way too much solder. That's all right. We'll let it squeeze out the sides. It'll all be good. 4C50. Now that I think about it, these came from AliExpress. And I'm assuming they're good, which is something I should not assume, but let's hope. I've had pretty good luck getting good parts. Not always, but pretty good. Nothing's 100%, I suppose. So, that's the wrong part. Wrong part. Don't think that was going to work. I have it in the same drawer with this device here. I got them in the same drawer together, and I just grabbed the wrong one out of the drawer. We want this one. That one. It goes just like that, looks like, with that dot in the upper left. Let's see if we can get this thing down without it blowing away. So I'm going to get a good grip on it. I'm going to start heating the board up. Probably should have got rid of some of that blob of solder, but I didn't. If I can straighten this out a little. Okay. Yeah, this tip is much too big for this. I really need to change that tip. Alright, I'm going to break down and change the tip. Let's see what this does. Okay. That doesn't look too hideous. Try to clean it up while the flux is still warm. Can't quite get that between those tall capacitors. Have to break down and take the cotton off the swab. Some people use tiny cotton balls too for cleaning up, and I haven't been able to find any. Okay. That's that. Does it work though? Let's go get some pieces and parts out in the garage. We'll bring it here and we'll find out. Alright, we're going to try to test it in here on the workbench. I think I've got the bare necessities. I've got the hard drive. I've got the power supply. I've got the front panel board. I've got my tiny little insignificant heatsink. I've got a fan blowing across it. I do have it hooked to my monitor. I haven't turned on the AC power to it yet. Alright, AC power is on. What's it going to do? Ah, look at there. I have to put a little pressure on my heatsink here. Are we going to get video? Yes! Success. I do love to see that logo. About as much as I like seeing the PS logo. Yeah, about the same. So, okay, I've got some more cleanup to do on this one. On the chassis parts mostly, but this one I think is back to life. I will put it all back together and we'll take a look at it out there in the garage. How's that sound? Alright, our Xbox One S is back fully reassembled. We're out in the garage ready to test this thing. Hopefully it still turns on. All I did was clean it and put it back together. That's a good sound. That's not a good sound. Something in the fan? Oh, we're working. Well, there may be something in that fan I need to clean out, but other than that, it looks good. Is there something in the drive? I don't think there is there? Oh, yes. Call of Duty World War II. Okay, well, I think I'm going to let this one end here. Another bonus game. Picked up Madden 21 earlier. But I hope that was somewhat entertaining or educational. If it was, please give me a thumbs up. And I will see you in that very next repair, which hopefully is coming soon. So long for now.